प्यार चाहिए, प्यार। मेरा बेटी का ब्लड आ रहा, ब्लड नीचे से ब्लड आ रहा, प्यार चाहिए, दे दो। क्यों नहीं कर सकता? क्यों नहीं कर सकता? क्यों नहीं कर सकता? मेरे को प्यार चाहिए अभी।
That we have experienced severe operational disruptions for the past few days. Since then, the crisis continued to aggravate, with today, December 5th, being the most severely impacted day, with the number of cancellations well over 1,000, or more than half of our number of daily flights.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी। Pure.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
भाई मेरा बेटी को प्यार चाहिए, प्यार। मेरा बेटी का ब्लड आ रहा, ब्लड नीचे से ब्लड आ रहा, प्यार चाहिए, दे दो। क्यों नहीं कर सकता? क्यों नहीं कर सकता? क्यों नहीं कर सकता? मेरे को प्यार चाहिए अभी।
That we have experienced severe operational disruptions for the past few days. Since then, the crisis continued to aggravate, with today, December 5th, being the most severely impacted day, with the number of cancellations well over 1,000, or more than half of our number of daily flights.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching 6 Stories at 6 with me, Tanisha Avasthi. Let's quickly get you started with the top 6 stories that have set the agenda for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, the Luthra brothers, Saurabh Luthra and Gaurav Luthra, both have them now been tracked and detained and have got no relief from the court. And while we are talking about Luthras, let's also talk about how they were detained. We'll tell you the inside details on when they are likely to be deported. Their passports, ladies and gentlemen, have now been seized. Meanwhile, in Madurai, lighting a deepam or a lamp on a hilltop has become a point of contention and a major political debate. And we'll tell you why is that so. Also, what's making headlines in Parliament today is the big claim by the BJP MP, also Union Minister Anurag Thakur, who has claimed that e-cigarettes are being smoked not outside but inside the floor of the House, inside Lok Sabha, and that too by a TMC MP. Meanwhile, India has been the first responder, as always, when it comes to helping Sri Lanka in disaster response. Fresh pictures shortly on Operation Sagar Bandhu. What's also making headlines in the international forum is how Mexico has now gone the Trump way and imposed 50% tariff on Indian goods. 6 stories that have set the agenda. Let's start first up with the top story. After a dramatic 72-hour international chase, the detained Luthra brothers have been caught in Thailand. Their passports have been seized and they remain in high security holding block. Meanwhile, back here in India, the brothers are seeking anticipatory bail, which had now been dismissed by the Rohini Court here in Delhi. They are facing a major setback as the bail plea has now been dismissed by the court. The Goa government has presented licenses, GST records and FSSAI documents arguing the Luthras were actively running the club. More details in this report.
After a dramatic 72 hours transnational chase, the manhunt finally ends. The absconding Lutra brothers, once on the run across the border, now stand cornered and cuffed, their wrists zip-tied. Detained by Thailand's royal police, the killers of those 25 innocent people are escorted with tight security. Behind this steel blue collar door lies a high security detention block. This is where the Lutra brothers are now being held. No exits, no passports. Meanwhile, back home in India, the Lutra brothers have sought an anticipatory bail, claiming they were businessmen and not operators. But the Goa government walked in armed with documents, license papers, GST records, pollution control filings, FSSAI applications, all pointing back to one truth. Luthras didn't just own the club, they ran it. In Luthra's defense, the council claimed that they have visited Phuket for quote-unquote work purposes. They argued that the brothers barely visited Goa, didn't handle daily operations and were portrayed as absconders. But the state questioned Luthra's intent. Goa's council countered sharply that their conduct shows they wanted to evade the probe. Meanwhile, Delhi's council pointed out that since the business was in Goa, why wasn't the anticipatory bail plea filed in Goa but here in Delhi instead? Corruption killed 25 innocent lives in Birch by Romeo Club. The system allowed the Luthra brothers to escape, and now it's the end game for the Luthras starting in Thailand.
And ladies and gentlemen, the chase is finally over. The 72-hour free run has got over for the Luthra brothers after they were detained in Thailand post the international alert. The owners of the Goa Birch by Romeo Lane nightclub are now staring at a swift deportation and a possible arrest the moment they land here in India. What happens next and how soon will they be brought back? Here's the full story.
A massive breakthrough in the Goa Club Blaze case. Hours after their 72-hour run abroad ended, the Luthra brothers, Gaurav and Saurabh, were detained in Phuket by Thai authorities. The detention came after Indian agencies triggered a blue corner notice and activated the India-Thailand extradition framework that has been operational since 2015. The duo is currently in immigration custody in Thailand, where documentation and identity verification are underway, the first step before deportation. So, what is next? Once Thai immigration completes paperwork, they will issue what is effectively a deportation order. Unlike a full extradition trial, deportation is usually faster and based on immigration violations or overstaying alerts. Indian officials from Goa Police and CBI's Interpol wing are already coordinating with the Indian Embassy in Bangkok to secure an early travel warrant. If all clearances move without delay, officials say the brothers could be put on a flight to India within the next 48 to 72 hours. The moment they land, they will be arrested. Goa police have already prepared transit remand paperwork and a detailed case file, including fire department findings and digital evidence of ticket bookings minutes after the blaze. Diplomatic channels expect no resistance from Thailand, given the seriousness of the case and the prior Interpol alert. Once in India, the Lutra brothers will face custodial interrogation, reconstruction of the crime scene, and confrontation with technical evidence already gathered. Investigators allege the brothers fled within 90 minutes of the fire, booking tickets to Phuket at 1:17 a.m. while rescue operations were still underway. Luthra's brothers' defense say they did not flee but traveled to Thailand for business purposes, an argument they also placed before a Delhi court while seeking transit anticipatory bail. Meanwhile, back in Goa, the probe is widening. Police have arrested 6 people so far, including partner Ajay Gupta, who has been brought back for questioning. A lookout circular is also out for British national Surinder Kumar Khosla, the property owner of the club, who is still untraceable. For now, all eyes are on Thailand, where the final deportation order comes through and when the escorted flight back to India is confirmed. A process that began with a blue corner notice is now in its last leg, the handover. And once Luthra brothers return, the investigation enters its most crucial phase yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the state of Tamil Nadu, lighting of a lamp over a hilltop has become a huge issue. Deepam Rao erupted early in December around the sacred hill near Baduraya. It is a site for the revered as one of Lord Muruga's adobes and home to both the Subramanyam Swami temple and a nearby dargah. Now, the controversy stemmed from a Madras High Court order by Justice G.R. Swaminathan on the 1st of December, where he granted a petition by Hindu founder the permission to light the traditional Deepam lamp at the ancient stone pillar atop the hill, reviewing a ritual that is allegedly suppressed for over a century due to the proximity to the dargah there. The dispute spiraled into a national political debate, with the DMK members along with the opposition members pushing an impeachment motion against the same judge who passed the order. This was signed by over 100 opposition MPs, while the RSS chief, Mohan Bhagwat, today has given a big statement where he urged the resolution through Hindu community's strength, highlighting how deep divisions over religious traditions and state intervention are always on cards. The big statement and the political war over the Deepam Rao on your screens right now.
Amid the Thiruparankundaram Deepam Rao, Madras High Court Judge G.R. Swaminathan received a threat from a Pakistan-based account after his ruling allowing the hilltop Deepam lighting. The threat comes at a time when the judge faces an impeachment motion, with 107 opposition MPs pushing an impeachment motion against him.
DMK continues to state that to not hurt the sentiments of the people who go to Dargah, whereas the BJP continues to state that there is a law that's already passed in 1994 where 15 meters away from the Dargah, people are allowed to light the lamp, and now the DMK's HRNC, the temple administration that comes under the Minister Shekhar Babu, who is a close aide of MK Stalin, continues to say that the order passed in 2014 by the Supreme Court should be followed, whereas they are not ready to follow what Judge G.R. Swaminathan said. As we know, Judge G.R. Swaminathan also got a latest threat from on Facebook, on social media, multiple people threatening him, telling that if he allows them to light the lamp on Thiruparankundaram Hill.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah has slammed the opposition, accusing them of appeasement politics.
कोई जज आजादी के इतने साल में नहीं हुआ है मान्यवर कि कोई जज एक जजमेंट दे तो जज के खिलाफ इंपीचमेंट लेकर आते हैं। अपनी वोट बैंक को एड्रेस करने के लिए इंपीचमेंट लेकर आते हैं मान्यवर। और ये सारे ने तो साइन कर दिया, साथ ही साथ उद्धव जी ने भी साइन कर दिया। उद्धव जी जजमेंट क्या है? एक पहाड़ी पर मान्यता है कि हाँ सबसे ऊपर दिया जलाया जाए। मान्यवर एक वोट बैंक को संभालने के लिए एक हाईकोर्ट के जज के सामने इंपीचमेंट लेकर आए हैं। देश की जनता उनको मदद नहीं करे।
For years, the Tiruppurankundaram hill has been known as a site where faiths coexisted peacefully. But the calm broke when Hindu groups demanded the right to light the Kartikai Deepam lamp at the hilltop. The flashpoint intensified after Justice Swaminathan's order on December 1st to lit the lamp at the Deepathun pillar. When the order wasn't implemented by December 3rd, protests broke out. The bench later passed another order this time, permitting the devotees themselves to light the lamp. But this judicial intervention triggered political pushback, with opposition MPs moving an impeachment motion in the Lok Sabha against Justice Swaminathan. And now, with a Pakistan-based threat targeting the judge, the controversy has taken an alarming turn.
From one controversy to the other, let's now tell you what's happening in the parliament. A fresh political row has broken out in Lok Sabha today after BJP MP Anurag Thakur, also a union minister, accused the Trinamool Congress members of smoking an e-cigarette inside the house. The allegation was triggered by a huge uproar, with both the sides exchanging sharp retorts. Speaker Om Birla meanwhile intervened, saying that the matter would be examined if a written complaint is submitted. The issue comes even as electronic cigarettes, remember ladies and gentlemen, have been banned nationwide since the year 2019. BJP MP Anurag Thakur also raised concerns related to Himachal Pradesh, including disaster management that was overlooked. But what took the center stage, what was his claim on e-cigarettes? Right now on air, ladies and gentlemen, are the same visuals of the TMC MP. His name is Swagata Roy. He, in this video, has been seen smoking a cigarette inside the parliament. The BJP MP Anurag Thakur, like I said, raised the same issue in front of the speaker, to which the speaker said if this has been happening and if there is evidence on it, strict action will be taken. Here is how TMC has responded to the whole row.
A fresh controversy erupted in the Lok Sabha today when BJP MP Anurag Thakur levelled a serious allegation against members of the Trinamool Congress. Thakur claimed that certain TMC MPs were smoking e-cigarettes inside the house over the past few days.
सर सदन की जानकारी के लिए है सर, देश भर में ई सिगरेट बैन हो चुकी है। क्या सदन में आपने अलाउ कर दी है?
नहीं, कोई माननीय सदस्य को कोई भी
सर टीएमसी के सांसद पी रहे हैं सर टीएमसी के सांसद सर कई दिनों से लगातार बैठ के पी रहे हैं सर।
कोई भी माननीय
टीएमसी के सांसद पी रहे हैं सर चेक कर नहीं सर आप चेक करवाइए सर।
एक मिनट व्यवस्था दे रहा हूं।
सर सदन में अगर सिगरेट पीना अलाउ कर दिया है।
एक मिनट।
The take immediately triggered protests from the opposition benches. He raised the issue during question hour, reminding the speaker that electronic cigarettes are banned across India under the 2019 legislation passed by the parliament itself. Responding to the remark, Speaker Om Birla asserted that no such permission had been granted for the use of e-cigarettes inside the house.
मैं सभी माननीय सदस्यों से पुनः आग्रह करता हूं, हमें संसदीय परंपराओं और संसदीय नियमों का अनुपालन करना चाहिए। कोई भी माननीय सदस्य कभी भी ऐसा कोई विषय मेरे पास आएगा तो निश्चित रूप से इस पर मैं निश्चित रूप से कार्रवाई करेंगे। माननीय सदस्यगण,
Speaker advised Thakur to submit a written complaint saying that any documented allegation would be duly examined and acted upon as per the rules of the House.
पब्लिकली स्मोक करना ये तो कानून है देश का, नहीं कर सकते। पार्लियामेंट में तो कतई नहीं कर सकते, हाउस के अंदर तो कतई नहीं कर सकते। पर इन तीनों चीजों का उल्लंघन टीएमसी के एक सांसद करते हैं। तो आज सवाल टीएमसी से बनता है कि जब प्रथम दृष्टया इतनी बड़ी घटना हुई है तो क्या वो इस प्रकार की नेगेटिव कीर्ति स्थापित करने वाले अपने सांसद पर समय रहते ही स्वतः कार्रवाई करेंगे या स्पीकर के कार्रवाई का इंतजार करेंगे?
The statement led to an uproar, with the BJP members backing Thakur and accusing TMC MPs of openly violating parliamentary discipline.
माननीय सदस्य, माननीय सदस्य, रानी मंत्री जी, माननीय अध्यक्ष जी।
TMC members countered strongly, rejecting the accusation and accusing the BJP of trying to create unnecessary drama inside the House. TMC leader Dola Sen responded sharply, saying that the responsibility for monitoring misconduct lies with the parliamentary authorities, not with Anurag Thakur. She added that her party does not consider Thakur a guru whose instructions they are obliged to follow.
हम क्यों कहेंगे? ये देखना जिसका काम है वो देखेंगे। कोई भी इंडिसिप्लिन होगा तो उसका संभालने के लिए संसद का एक तरीका है, डिसिप्लिन है। अनुराग ठाकुर कोई गुरु ठाकुर नहीं है, वो बोलेंगे हम मान जाएंगे।
सदन के अंदर आरोप लगाया कि टीएमसी के सांसद जो है सिगरेट
वो मैं नहीं जानता हूँ, आई डोंट नो अबाउट इट।
The heated back and forth briefly disrupted the proceedings, with both sides shouting slogans and pressing their arguments. All eyes are now on whether a formal complaint will be filed and what action might follow.
Ladies and gentlemen, India's humanitarian mission in Sri Lanka after Cyclone Ditwa has entered a decisive phase. The Indian Army's medical team operating under Operation Sagar Bandhu has treated more than 5,000 patients in just first 48 hours. Lieutenant Colonel Jagneet Gill, contingent commander of the Indian Army team deployed in Sri Lanka, underscores the collaborative nature of the mission and shared commitment of both the nations. Take a look.
The first 48 hours after Cyclone Ditwa caused destruction in Sri Lanka, Indian Army treated more than 5,000 patients. India's relief effort in Sri Lanka following Cyclone Ditwa has moved into a critical stage now. Under Operation Sagar Bandhu, the Indian Army's medical contingent has already provided care to multiple people who were left injured. The Indian Army contingent, led by Lieutenant Colonel Jagneet Gill, set up a fully equipped mobile hospital in the flood-ravaged district of Trincomalee.
Well, the key facilities that were established by this hospital really depended on the fact that what were the facilities that were already available in this hospital. So the other hospital which has been non-functional, we were basically looking at facilities like the operation theatre, the dental section, the X-ray and the lab facilities. So we have been able to create these facilities. Other than that, we have also been able to create OPDs, which was the hour of the need. So we have been able to create the surgical OPD, the ortho OPD, the dental OPD, as well as family OPD. So we've been able to provide assistance to almost around 5,000, more than 5,000 patients.
The team's priority was to bring immediate, life-saving care to those cut off by the floods, as per Lieutenant Colonel Gill.
Well, the new age technology that we had deployed this time was that we had surveillance drones which were very, very important to find the layout of the hospital and really helped us to establish it much faster. The other was the HVAC tents which were deployed to create OT in a minimum time. And also, since the layout of the hospital required us that the labs and the facilities for blood collection were far apart, so we could actually use the logistic drones to carry out lab samples and blood samples to the labs, and we could actually enhance our speed and we could get results much faster.
Within 24 hours, the team upgraded a previously non-functional healthcare center. The Indian Army installed an operational theatre, digital X-ray and a fully stocked laboratory in the health center. In addition, they opened OPDs for surgery, dentistry and family health, ensuring a comprehensive package of care. This came as major boost and upgrade to the existing medical infrastructure in Sri Lanka. Cyclone Ditwa made landfall on the eastern coast on 28 November, dumping more than 500 mm of rain in 48 hours. The resulting floods submerged 1.1 million hectares, which is roughly 20% of the island's landmass. 2.3 million people were directly exposed to waterborne hazards. The destruction was immense. $720,000 buildings were inundated, including 243 health facilities and hundreds of schools. In addition to the medical push, India dispatched 4 more naval vessels to deliver essential relief supplies. Food, water, medicines and shelter kits were provided. The vessels have also provided logistical support for the evacuation of vulnerable civilians.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mexico is following Trump's way. And why are we saying this is because they have launched a protectionist shocker by slapping steep new tariffs on Asian imports. India is also on the hit list. Duties up to 50% will now apply to over 1,400 products, marking Mexico's sharp drift from the principal free trade. Here's what it means for India.
Mexico's Senate has cleared a new tariff regime, hiking tariff duties on everything from auto and parts to textiles, plastics and metals. India is among the most affected. Key exports like textiles, auto components and engineering goods will now become costlier in the Mexican market. The move majorly hits India's strategy of using Mexico as a gateway into Northern American supply chains. Analysts link Mexico's shift to US pressure ahead of next year's USMCA, US-Mexico-Canada agreement, mirroring Washington's tough stand on Chinese goods.
India as a temporary or transactional partner. Still, we must view this moment with clear eyes. President Putin's warm visit to India last week and India's participation in China's Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit this September raised some understandable concerns. At the same time, India has agreed to purchase more American energy, thereby reducing significantly its reliance on Russia. In fact, on my way in earlier, I ran into a delegation of parliamentarians from Latvia who through connections with Michigan and the Michigan National Guard and the Latvian military. We're all very acquainted with them.
Inside Mexico, critics warn that tariffs will raise consumer prices. But the ruling party says it will protect local jobs and industries, a protectionist stand. With Chinese cars now facing a massive 50% duty, Mexico signals a wider North American turn towards protectionism, posing fresh challenges for Indian exporters. Mexico's steep new tariffs signal a clear shift towards protectionism, a move that hits Asian exporters hard, especially China and India. As both nations now face higher costs, tighter access, and a tougher road, into one of Latin America's biggest markets.
And well, that brings us to the edition of 6 Stories at 6. We will be back same time tomorrow, getting you the more agenda-setting stories. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next after the break is Live and Breaking.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा,
राजा आरती और मसाला।
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
In the India Today Best Universities Survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School Bengaluru.
सर बचा के विक्रम राठौड़, कहीं फिर से ना भूल जाओ आप कौन हो।
रुक, तेरे अग्नि अस्त्र की अभी मोमबत्ती बनाता हूँ।
प्लीज स्टॉप। झुमका तेरा झुमका, तेरा झुमका, तेरा झुमका।
नॉट देयर, मेरा काउंटर टॉप टूट जाएगा।
झुमका तेरा झुमका, तेरा झुमका, तेरा झुमका, तेरा झुमका।
मेरी चिमनी टूट जाएगी। What are you doing?
अरे क्या हो तुम?
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT का एकदम सॉलिड।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा,
राजा आरती और मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप, जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप, जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
Delhi court dismisses Luthra's anticipatory bail petition. Duo now faces arrest upon landing. Lutra brothers, owners of the Goa club, seen handcuffed after detention in Thailand. Deportation is next. Delhi court grants interim bail to Umar Khalid in the Delhi riots larger conspiracy case.
King of Hindus in Tamil Nadu. I think it is enough to bring about the desired result.
RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat speaks on Madurai. Deepam Rao says can be resolved by Hindu strength. Amid winter session, e-cigarette scandal breaks out inside Parliament. BJP MP Anurag Thakur accuses TMC MPs of smoking e-cigarette in Lok Sabha. US delegation arrives at the Ministry of Commerce and Industry for the trade talks. All right, we start this edition with some breaking news that's coming in. We learned that the Indigo CEO Peter Elbis has now been summoned yet again by the DGCA for tomorrow. A fresh notification has now been issued which reads, and I quote, "We wish to inform you that Mr. Peter Elbis, CEO of the company of the Indigo, has been asked to appear on December 12, 2025, that is tomorrow, before the Committee of Officers at the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, that is the DGCA, which is examining the matter relating to flight disruption." Second round of summons now issued to the Indigo CEO after Indigo had to go through the worst aviation crisis after multiple flights were disrupted after compensation was not issued. The DGCA today as well held a meeting. The DGCA officer had held a meeting with the Indigo CEO in the national capital today. Now a second round of summons have been issued to the Indigo CEO, asking them answers on what actually happened. In fact, sources also told Republic that in the meeting that was held today between Indigo officials and the DGCA officials, it was noted that Indigo officials had shared their reasoning on why there were actually flight disruptions that were taking place. Sources told us that it was a 2-hour crucial meeting that took place between the DGCA Inquiry Committee and the Indigo CEO. Now, during the high-level meeting that was held today, it was convened to address the Indigo crisis. The Inquiry Committee had posed several direct and pointed questions to the airline CEO regarding, number one, the operations, number two, the refunds, the crew management, and even the compensation that has been given or not given to the passengers. During the meeting, the airline had provided information on its new roster plan, refund process, baggage tracing, and flight resumption. Chandrakala is joining us live on the broadcast. Chandrakala, having issued the second summons to the Indigo CEO, it is somewhere to be noted that the DGC officials are certainly not happy with the reasoning that the Indigo CEO had given today in the meeting that was held. Today was the first summon that was issued.
Of course, the fact that the Indigo CEO has been asked to give a detailed report and data as far as the flight cancellation and flight restoration and all the factors related to this crisis are concerned. But it seems that, of course, this 2-hour meeting that took place today afternoon between the DGC Inquiry Committee and the Indigo CEO was not sufficient enough. Now, of course, after this high-level meeting that happened today, wherein the DGC official has directly posed several direct and pointed out questions to the airline CEO regarding operation refunds and crew management and compensation. It seems that the Indigo CEO was not able to provide the detailed information that the DGCA has sought. Now, another round of summon has been issued. He has been again summoned tomorrow. That's December 12th. At the DGC Inquiry Committee, and there will be another high-level meeting. Now, we know that the fact that the DGC is now reviewing this crisis and that has unfolded after widespread cancellation and has sought detailed data on Indigo's recent disruptions, the restoration plans and crew management. Also, the fact that now the flights continue to be disrupted, as we know that in the morning several flights remained cancelled in Bengaluru Airport here and also Ahmedabad Airport. Yet, after the Chief Executive Officer of the airlines, Peter Elbis, claimed that its operation were back on track. Now, the DGCA has also ordered an immediate, that's yesterday, of course, we know that an important, notification has been put out by the DGCA instructing its official for immediate on-site inspection at 11 airports all across the country after the widespread passenger inconvenience caused by large-scale disruption in Indigo's operation. This is the biggest ever aviation crisis, and it seems that, Indigo is now being questioned, held accountable for this. And of course, the government is also responsible for this to sort out, to mitigate this crisis. And the fact that the DGCA has asked for a comprehensive data on the recent widespread flight disruptions and the measures put in place to mitigate the crisis. And the fact that, as far as this inspection in different airports are concerned, detailed data was also, a report has been sought within 24 hours. Now, it remains to be seen after the second summon that will take place tomorrow, what could be the outcome, because it seems that the crisis still remain intact, although there has been some kind of stability. But yes, the crisis still remain intact, and we'll have to wait and watch.
All right, Chandrakala, yes, thank you very much for getting us those details. All eyes are now on the second summoning of the Indigo CEO that is going to be taking place today. He is asked to report tomorrow at the same place. Meanwhile, moving on to some other stories that we are tracking, Republic has got fresh details of the court order on the anticipatory bail application of the Lutra brothers. In a strong observation, the court said that the nature of offence prima facie is grievous and serious in nature. In fact, the court had also said that Lutra stated that there is an immediate threat to their life. However, the applicant, in this case Lutras, have failed to show the basis of any such apprehension. The action can then be taken by the investigating authority or by the court itself and cannot be said to an apprehension of threat to life. In fact, one more very important observation by the court in this case, ladies and gentlemen, is that when the court had said that the nature of offence prima facie is grave and extremely serious in nature. Remember, it was the lawyer of the Lutra brothers who had said and made it clear that it was for a work trip that they had gone to Thailand, and that they're being targeted and deliberately being dragged back into the case when they are not even responsible. But how is it that, ladies and gentlemen, when they are the owners of the club, how can they flee the country when it is their responsibility and they are to be held accountable for the negligence and the lapses that took place inside the Birch nightclub that had claimed the negligence had claimed the life of 25 people. Corruption had claimed the life of 25 people. Ishan is joining us live on the broadcast from the national capital. Ishan, take us to the key arguments that took place inside the court today.
The Luthra brothers' lawyers argued that they face a serious and grave threat to their lives, wherein they will be lynched if they come back to India. They cited the example of bulldozer action being taken against their properties, wherein multiple properties have been bulldozed in Goa. But the Goa Council clearly stated that the notice for the demolition of these properties were given way back in August, and this is part of a procedure, and this has no bearing on the current case. The Luthra brothers thereafter claimed that they have a serious health issue, wherein Gaurav Luthra suffers from epileptic fits, and this was also, medical documents were also presented in the court, but the court observed and the Goa Council stated that these documents are old documents and the condition of the brothers are not such that they prevent them from appearing in court. Now, the final argument that they presented, that they wanted to join the investigation but fear persecution and intimidation by the authorities, wherein the authorities might force them to confess to crime. This has also been dismissed, wherein this Goa Council clearly stated that the people who have already been arrested have been treated with due process and law, and the due process of law will be followed with the Luthra brothers as well. The action of the Luthra brothers, wherein they moved immediately after the incident to run away from the country, wherein they moved to another country within 1.5 hours of the incident. That they had purchased the tickets, and at around the same time 5 a.m. they departed from India. All this done only to evade the authorities and evade the way they did it was a very elusive manner, and this is an absconder that is facing. The court also agreed that the facts presented by the Goa Council and the information provided and arguments provided by the Luthra brothers cannot be sustained and rejected their transit bail application. Now it is being clearly seen that they will be brought back to India and arrested. No interim protection have been granted to them.
All right, Ishan, I was just coming to you on that. Once they are brought back to India, what is the procedure that will be followed by the Goa police, by the CBI and the Interpol in this case?
Right now, a non-bailable warrant has been issued by the Goa police for the Luthra brothers. It will be, once they are arrested by the Interpol, they will be handed over to the Indian authorities. Once the Indian authorities take custody of them, they will be bringing back the brothers to India by an extradition process. Once the extradition process brings them back to India, custody will be sought by Goa police from the airport only, and then they will be taken from here and presented before a court of competent jurisdiction in Goa, wherein they might apply for bail one more time.
All right, Ishan, thank you very much for getting us those details. Moving on quickly, ladies and gentlemen, it is the end of the road for the Luthra brothers. Their 72-hour free run got over after they were detained in Thailand after an international alert. The Goa owners of the Goa's Birch by Romeo Lane nightclub are now staring at a swift deportation and a possible arrest the moment they land here in India. What happens next? How soon could they be brought back? Here's the full detail.
A massive breakthrough in the Goa Club Blaze case. Hours after their 72-hour run abroad ended, the Luthra brothers, Gaurav and Saurabh, were detained in Phuket by Thai authorities. The detention came after Indian agencies triggered a blue corner notice and activated the India-Thailand extradition framework that has been operational since 2015. The duo is currently in immigration custody in Thailand, where documentation and identity verification are underway, the first step before deportation. So, what is next? Once Thai immigration completes paperwork, they will issue what is effectively a deportation order. Unlike a full extradition trial, deportation is usually faster and based on immigration violations or overstaying alerts. Indian officials from Goa Police and CBI's Interpol wing are already coordinating with the Indian Embassy in Bangkok to secure an early travel warrant. If all clearances move without delay, officials say the brothers could be put on a flight to India within the next 48 to 72 hours. The moment they land, they will be arrested. Goa Police have already prepared transit remand paperwork and a detailed case file, including fire department findings and digital evidence of ticket bookings minutes after the blaze. Diplomatic channels expect no resistance from Thailand, given the seriousness of the case and the prior Interpol alert. Once in India, the Luthra brothers will face custodial interrogation, reconstruction of the crime scene, and confrontation with technical evidence already gathered. Investigators allege the brothers fled within 90 minutes of the fire, booking tickets to Phuket at 1:17 a.m. while rescue operations were still underway. Luthra's brothers' defense say they did not flee but traveled to Thailand for business purposes, an argument they also placed before a Delhi court while seeking transit anticipatory bail. Meanwhile, back in Goa, the probe is widening. Police have arrested 6 people so far, including partner Ajay Gupta, who has been brought back for questioning. A lookout circular is also out for British national Surinder Kumar Khosla, the property owner of the club, who is still untraceable. For now, all eyes are on Thailand, where the final deportation order comes through and when the escorted flight back to India is confirmed. A process that began with a blue corner notice is now in its last leg, the handover. And once Luthra brothers return, the investigation enters its most crucial phase yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, lighting of a lamp or a deepam in Madurai has become a point of contention. RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat has expressed confidence that the temple issue in Tamil Nadu can be resolved by Hindus, citing the strength of Hindus in the state. He stated that the escalation is not necessary at this point in time, but if needed, Hindu organizations in Tamil Nadu will certainly inform them. Mohan Bhagwat also emphasized that the issue will be resolved favorably for the Hindus and that they will do whatever it takes. The issue revolves around a Madras High Court order allowing the devotees to light a lamp at the stone pillar near a dargah, which the Tamil Nadu government has appealed in the Supreme Court against the order. In fact, they have also moved an impeachment notice against the Madras High Court Judge J.R. Swaminathan, who had approved and given this order. We also have some reactions that we are tracking on it. Mohan Bhagwat has spoken on the case. Let's listen in.
If it needs escalation, it will be done. But I don't think it needs so. The matter is now sub judice. Let it resolve. The awakening of Hindus in Tamil Nadu, I think it is enough to bring about the desired result. But if at all it is needed, the Hindu organizations are working in Tamil Nadu also. They will let us know, then we will think about it. But at present, I think the issue can be resolved here only on basis of the Hindus' strength in Tamil Nadu only.
Sharda, my colleague, is joining me live from Madurai on that note. Sharda, just when we spoke earlier, you were at the foothill of the temple. Talk to us about where exactly are you right now and what was the controversy all about and how the opposition is reacting to it?
Well, right now we are again at the foot of the hill. Right beside me on the back is the main temple, the Murugan temple, the Tirupurakuram temple. As I'll request my cameraman to pan the camera to the right, where you can see the Om symbol, which is where the Ganesh temple is, where the lamp is generally lit in the past few years. It's been constantly being lit, but that is the place where a moksha lamp would be lit, and it is not a respect made to the god, but to the ones who have passed away, and it is basically a rest in peace sign to make sure that their souls are satisfied, is why the moksha lamp is lit there. As we see even more to the right, on the top of the hill is where the dargah is situated, and below it is where the Kashi Vishwanath's temple, where the Shivan temple is. As you can see a small light there, that is where the camping of the police has now taken place. As 144 is imposed in Tirupurakuram, above the hills, nobody is allowed to go, and there's also a ban on climbing the hills from all four sides. As you say, in the evening I showed you the temple in the daylight how it looked, but right now all that we can see is a simple light, which is exactly where the Deepatun is. And the Archaeological Survey of India yesterday, with a team member of 7, had come to make sure whether the pillar actually belongs to the temple or was it a landmark made by the survey that was done 20 years back, to make sure that where the hill boundary starts and ends. And the main problem comes because the dargah is situated in the same hill as the temple. However, locals do not fight about it. Now a legal fight has turned into a political battle, and the lighting of the lamp has become a huge problem. As we spoke to some of the people here today, we understood that the fight is not just this year, but has been happening over the years. But this is the first time that a court had taken a decision in favor of the Hindus, but the DMK, making it a political battle, especially with the elections coming in, want to do a minority appeasement, especially to make sure that they do not miss the Muslim oaths from the part of Madurai, made sure that the Kartika Deepam lamp was not lit, and imposed 144 in Tirupurakuram.
Right, Sharda, stay with me. Again, I would like you to pan around your camera, show us how the temple area, the pillar and where the dargah actually situated look like, because all three of these places are what is at the point of contention here, is what the opposition has also been opposing. Also, when you talked about the ASI, when the ASI had reached there, could you get us details about the findings that the ASI had recorded in their report?
Well, answering your second question first, the ASI had come yesterday to survey the pillar, the Deepatun, which is called the pillar of lighting the lamp. They surveyed it yesterday to make sure that the baseless claims telling that the pillar belongs to the dargah, and also another claim telling that the pillar was built only to a land survey and was not the Deepatun. The temple administration gave an explanation to Judge J.R. Swaminathan, telling that it is the Deepatun that was used 80 years back. And now, as I'm going to pan the Vijay will be panning the camera to show you exactly exactly where the temple is. As you can see, it's a huge hill with 4 different sizes. So the first being where the Pillar temple is, it's called the Uchi Pillar temple, the Ganesh temple, where the Moksha lamp is lit for the ones who have passed away. So anybody whose dear ones passed away, to make sure that their souls rest in peace, they go to the temple to light the Moksha lamp that's run all throughout the year. However, on Kartikeya Deepam, the lamp is lit there, and that is what the Hindu party friend is saying, that where a Moksha Deepam is lit is not where you pay respects for God, but pay respect for the dear ones who have passed away. And as you see top on to the right, with the because it's night, it's too dark, but that is where the temple of Kashi Vishwanath and Dargah is situated. That small light where you can see is where exactly the Deepatun is situated, and that is the fight is all for, where asking whether the lamp can be lit there or not is what the Hindu party friend has been fighting for the last 40 years. However, this time legally the court accepted for the lamp to be lit there, following which multiple protests and fights came in, and also there was 144 put in because the temple administration, who had prepared to light the lamp on December 3, suddenly came down the hill telling that the HRNC had stopped them from lighting the lamp and had approached the Supreme Court for an appeal, saying that they do not want to light the lamp because they do not want to hurt the sentiments of the Muslim people who visit the Dargah.
Right. Sharda, thank you very much for getting us those details. Exclusive report there coming in from the foothill of the temple. That's also a debate at 9 p.m. But it's time for us to now slip into a short break. But after the break, ladies and gentlemen, we'll tell you about how Republic exclusively has got on record that corruption had led to the life of 25 people. It had led to the killing of the 25 people. Corruption killed 25. Testimony on our cameras coming up at 7 p.m. tonight.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
सर बचा के विक्रम राठौड़, कहीं फिर से ना भूल जाओ आप कौन हो।
रुक तेरे अग्नि अस्त्र की, अभी मोमबत्ती बनाता हूँ।
Please stop! झुमका तेरा झुमका तेरा झुमका तेरा झुमका
Not there. मेरा काउंटर टॉप टूट जाएगा.
झुमका तेरा झुमका तेरा झुमका तेरा झुमका तेरा झुमका मेरी चिमनी टूट जाएगी. What are you doing?
अरे क्या हो तुम?
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा. रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना.
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ।
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
In the India Today Best Universities Survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School Bengaluru.
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला। आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
भाई मेरा बेटी को प्यार चाहिए,
मेरा बेटी का ब्लड आ रहा, ब्लड नीचे से ब्लड आ रहा, प्यार चाहिए, दे दो। क्यों नहीं कर सकता? क्यों नहीं कर सकता? क्यों नहीं कर सकता? मेरे को प्यार चाहिए अभी।
That we have experienced severe operational disruptions for the past few days. Since then, the crisis continued to aggravate, with today, December 5th, being the most severely impacted day, with the number of cancellations well over 1,000, or more than half of our number of daily flights.
As the Lutra brothers get ready to be deported, Republic will expose the complete corruption tonight. Corruption testimonies on the debate with Arnab tonight at 8 p.m.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरी राजा मसाला।
सर बचा के विक्रम राठौड़, कहीं फिर से ना भूल जाओ आप कौन हो।
रुक तेरे अग्नि अस्त्र की, अभी मोमबत्ती बनाता हूँ।
प्लीज स्टॉप। झुमका तेरा झुमका, तेरा झुमका, तेरा झुमका।
नॉट देयर, मेरा काउंटर टॉप टूट जाएगा।
झुमका तेरा झुमका, तेरा झुमका, तेरा झुमका, तेरा झुमका।
मेरी चिमनी टूट जाएगी। What are you doing?
अरे क्या हो तुम?
रानी इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी बार एकदम सॉलिड।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
As the Lutra brothers get ready to be deported, Republic will expose the complete corruption tonight. Corruption testimonies on the debate with Arnab tonight at 8 p.m.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Thank you for joining us on Republic, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching This is Exclusive. And on the show tonight, we are focusing on just one story. The one word which is responsible for the death of 25 citizens inside a nightclub in Goa. And that one word is here. Corruption is the one word, and the reason why the nightclub Birch by Romeo Lane was allowed to operate, and the reason why 25 people died. For the first time on TV, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, Republic TV, which has been questioning the establishment, questioning those in power and all the officials on what really happened, who allowed Birch nightclub run by the Lutra brothers to operate. Today, we have, in a candid confession by a BJP MLA in Goa, the cameras were rolling and he kept opening up, and in the interest of public, in public interest, and to expose the truth about what is happening on the ground, Republic TV is putting out this conversation. Our correspondent Swarali is there. She caught up with Michael Lobo, and what he says should shock each one of us. He's a sitting MLA and he admits that many things went wrong. He hints at corruption. It's the ultimate expose on what really happened in Goa. We are putting out the full conversation. Listen to it yourself.
Who are the people who are responsible? Based on this license, सब लोगों ने लाइसेंस दिया. फायर ने दिया, पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड ने दिया, FDA ने दिया, फूड एंड ड्रग्स, बाद में इलेक्ट्रिसिटी ने कनेक्शन दिया, उसके लिए भी पंचायत ने ही NOC दिया.
अच्छे से इंटरव्यू करते हैं ना सर, बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट केस है.
See, I will give you interview. You stay. Let the magisterial inquiry complete. See, I talking beforehand is wrong. I know the subject because I am a contractor. I am a builder myself. I am a hotelier. I have got restaurants. I am in the business.
What I'm trying to say over here.
This is what we follow. अगर ये सब follow नहीं किया है
आप
तो
सवाल तो उठाइए, because see sir, anyways your statement is out with prudent media, which all the channels are going to run. Why not you give a proper interview? आपका एक पक्ष रखिए ना, आप जो कह रहे हैं.
See, I will give you proper interview. I want to see what is coming out from the magisterial inquiry.
It's going to take 7 days.
No. It will not take 7 days. I have already spoken to SP North. I said, if at all things are not going in direction, I will have to come in your office. Because I am the MLA of the constituency, people are wanting to know what is happening. 25 people have died, have perished.
And you are supposed to protest in the office.
Yeah, I am waiting for them to come out. See, I have to also give them time. So let them come out with their story. See, ये सब कुछ क्यों हो गया? क्योंकि सारे डिपार्टमेंट ने लाइसेंस दिया. मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग इज फायर एंड इमरजेंसी सर्विसेज हैव टोटली क्लोज देयर आईज एंड गिवन देम लाइसेंस.
सर, हमें आप ये बताइए कि जैसे अपोजिशन जो है ये एलिगेशन लगा रहा है, मतलब रूलिंग पार्टी पे, कि विदाउट पॉलिटिकल विल हाउ कैन मल्टीपल माल फंक्शन कैन बी सीन द वेरियस लेवल ऑफ ब्यूरोक्रेसी.
सी, आई विल टेल यू वन सिंपल थिंग. आपको फाउंडेशन के बारे में बोला मैं. जब फाउंडेशन ने दे दिया है, वहाँ से ही बीज चालू हो गया ना. द सीड वॉज प्लांटेड देयर एंड इट केम अप फ्रॉम देयर. सो इट इज़ द सेम थिंग. सो वहाँ से ही सब लाइसेंसेस इशू हुए, और वहाँ से इशू हुए करके बाकी के सब लोगों ने लाइसेंस दिए.
मतलब आप ये कह रहे हैं कि एक लेवल पे जब लाइसेंस इशू होता है तो रेस्ट ऑफ द अथॉरिटीज गेट अ चांस टू इशू, बट
they should have inspected. They have not done the inspection.
All the departments, fire, revenue, excise, construction, town planning.
ना टाउन प्लानिंग आया ही नहीं, क्योंकि टाउन प्लानिंग को बाईपास किया ये लोग.
सर, लेकिन उनकी परमिशन के बिना जगह पूरा प्रॉपर्टी बन कैसे सकता है?
किसने बनाया अभी? दिस इज व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. नो, दे इशू द ट्रेड लाइसेंस. अभी स्ट्रक्चर ही नहीं था, स्ट्रक्चर बना दिया गया बाद में. टेम्पररी था स्ट्रक्चर, 20 साल पहले था टेम्पररी, अभी परमानेंट बनाया उसको.
तो आप कह रहे हैं कि 20 साल से शैक था, जैसे बीच पे होता है.
शैक बोले तो उसको ऐसा पत्थर से बांधकाम था, ऊपर से वुडन था, ऊपर से ऐसा छुट्टा और ये था जो बीच शैक क्या होता है, ऐसा था. जैसे कि लोग बैठे और बियर पिए. क्लोज नहीं था, साउंड प्रूफ नहीं था. अभी सब हो गया ना वो. See, this is what I'm trying to say, that the local authority has the power and in their jurisdiction जो भी होता है उनके नज़रों के सामने होता है. उधर वार्ड मेंबर होता है, उधर सरपंच होता है, उधर सेक्रेटरी होता है. I am the MLA of the constituency. My work is development of the constituency. Now these people have failed and they are trying to push the buck on the government. I am not saying government is also right. Government के जो ये ऑफिसर है जिसको सस्पेंड किया है ये लोग गलती में हैं. फायर एंड इमरजेंसी सर्विसेज, डायरेक्टर ऑफ पंचायत, बाद में पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड, ये सब लोगों ने लाइसेंस इशू किया विदाउट चेकिंग प्रॉपर्ली. अभी वो पानी के अंदर पोल्यूशन कैसे रोक दिया जाए? वहाँ टॉयलेट का पानी कहाँ जाएगा? आप बोलो मेरे को. वेयर द वाटर विल गो? फ्रॉम पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड दे आर इशूइंग लाइसेंस. चारों साइड में पानी है. ब्रिज से आप उधर जा रहे हैं तो वहाँ टॉयलेट फ्लश करेंगे तो पानी कहाँ जाएगा? टेल मी. किचन बेसमेंट में है, पानी कैसे कहाँ जाएगा?
सर तो जनता तो लोगों पे गवर्नमेंट से सवाल उठाएगी ना.
दिस इज व्हाट आई हैव कम टू नो नाउ. सो प्रैक्टिकली whatever you wanted I have given you on record, so you can go ahead, do it. I am also waiting for magisterial inquiry ka report. This is just my finding as a person from the industry, as a person from the tourism industry, as a person from the restaurant line, as a person from the construction line. I have my personal experience from where we get all these licenses. So this is my job, day-to-day job.
सर लास्ट क्वेश्चन, जैसे मैंने यहाँ के लोकल बिजनेस ओनर से बात करने
I
की
am
कोशिश की.
again telling you, I am not targeting anybody in this case.
No.
I want justice to the people of India. 25 precious lives have been lost. I am very sad because of that.